Hello, what's on your movie Madman, and I'm back. And today's Friday, so today we're going to continue with Director of the Week, and today I'm going to be sharing with you probably one of my favourite directors of all time, because today we're going to talk about David Fincher. So I've got a bunch of stuff to show off to you. I've got a bunch of stuff to put up there, and that's about as exciting as that bit of the video gets. David Fincher is probably one of my all-time favourite directors. Quite easy to do a video talking about him for 10 minutes. Shouldn't be that hard, considering I like to ramble on about bollocks a lot, so it should be pretty easy. David Fincher started out by making a bunch of music videos. Not that I'm going to list all of them. I mean, to be fair, he's produced a lot of stuff as well, but this is Director of the Week, not Producer of the Week, so I won't be talking about the stuff he's produced. That's just this is Director of the Week, not Producer of the Week, so I won't be talking about the stuff that he's produced, just the stuff that he's directed, and even some of that, like music videos. I'm not going to list all your music videos that he's directed, am I? So the first film that David Fincher directed was Alien 3. As you can see, I have Alien 3 here. I also have Alien 3 in an Alien box set, so that's exciting for you. Look at this, got a Blu-ray for you there. Not in 4K, maybe one day, but I doubt it, because this is probably one of the films that David Fincher doesn't like himself. He had a lot of problems making this movie, I know that much. That's why there's two versions of the film on here, the original theatrical cut and what they call the assembly cut, which is, it's not a director's cut, it's just the version that they got to the closest as to what David Fincher wanted it to be like. I think, I know he left the project and came back a few times. Whether or not he left before the actual film was finished, I don't know. But as far as I'm aware, he was there till the end, but he did leave a couple of times during production. I love Alien 3, probably one of my favourite Alien films, which is funny because it's not one of the most popular Alien films, I would have said. It's probably quite near the bottom in popularity when it comes to Alien movies, but I really like it, so sorry. Secondly, it's probably one of his more famous movies, which is Seven. Some people say that this is where the idea of Saw came from, was from this film, but I don't know if that's true or not. You'd have to ask Lee Winnell, to be fair, and I'm not Lee Winnell, so you can't ask me. Nice slipcover though, and there's a disc as well. Just got 7C7N. Again, fully in love with this movie, especially when it gets to the end. Not because it's over, just because it's got a really good ending as well. It's good that. Next up we have The Game, starring Michael Douglas. I love this film as well. I'll show you the disc too. Got a nice falling strung up man. I also have this very special edition of The Game, which I'm pretty sure I've shown off on my channel as well. This is a 2K restoration as well, so that's quite exciting. It's probably one of the closest things you get to a 4K release of a David Fincher film. 2K Blu-ray, so that's very exciting. That there's a lot of stuff in that little box there, so if you want to see what's inside, have a look on my channel. I do have a video opening that as well as showing it all to you. Next up we have Fight Club, film number 4. Again, one of his more popular films, one of his films that I love. Have a look at the inside, 10th anniversary edition as well. It's exciting, that, isn't it? Probably one of the only films that he released that had censorship problems, probably because of how much it focused on violence. But then when it came to the BBFC, I'm pretty sure those censorship problems lasted for about 5 minutes, because it was released on the DVD uncut, so before it even came to Blu-ray it was already released uncut. I'm pretty sure they might have just cut it for the cinema, and then the first initial release was cut again, and then it was passed after that, so it literally lasted about 6 months. So good to see BBFC sticking to their guns there. But yeah, Fight Club, based on a book as well, although to be fair, so was The Game. But yeah, good movie. Another one I love. Next up we have Panic Room. Panic Room is the only film of David Fincher's that you can't get on Blu-ray. I have heard a lot of rumours that this is going to be his first I have heard a lot of rumours that this is going to be his first film that is released on 4K, but whether or not that actually happens, I don't know. I've been hearing rumours about Panic Room being released on 4K for about 2 or 3 years now, so whether or not that actually gets around to it, it might do, you never know. There was rumours about The Abyss and True Lies and Titanic and Aliens all coming to 4K, which they are now, so that's exciting. So maybe there is hope for Panic Room 2. Have a look at this though, it's got a nice back on the inside here as well, and on the inside here as well, so that's pretty cool that. Yeah, considering it's just a DVD, they've done pretty well with that, so it's one of the reasons why I bought it, to be fair, because it's a good little set. Next up we have Zodiac, the director's cut of Zodiac, I might add. This is a beautiful movie. You can have a look at this as well, because I'm nice like that. You look, I've got the alternate cover there. There is a reversible sleeve on the inside, so, but I decided to go for the alternate cover just because I thought I've got the normal sleeve here, so I don't need both. I have the alternate cover inside the normal cover. From what I know, you can't actually get the theatrical cut of this on Blu-ray. You can only get it on the DVD, but I could be wrong. No, I am wrong sometimes, remember. Okay, but yeah, again, Zodiac, another film of his that I'm in love with. Yeah, you can start to see why he's one of my favourite directors, can't you? Next up we have film number 7, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. On the inside here you've got Kate Blanchett and Brad Pitt. Probably one of the only films that's got Kate Blanchett in it that I actually will watch. But yeah, I quite like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. It's not my favourite of David Fincher films, mainly probably because she's in it, but I still enjoy it. Every time I watch it I'm like, you know what, this film isn't actually that bad. I do enjoy it. So it's a bit long. It is his longest. It's 4 minutes longer than Zodiac, which is 2 hours and 42 minutes. This is 2 hours and 46. Bit of length. Everybody likes a bit of length, don't they? Next up is film number 8, The Social Network. This is probably on the bottom of my pile of David Fincher films in the order of which ones I love. I'll probably put Social Network at the bottom. Funnily, this is the only film of his that you can get in actual 4K as well. Look inside. There's a nice disc for you there as well. You can get this in like a special Columbia box set. There's a few of them actually. If you've seen those Columbia collection boxes, you can get this in there in 4K, but that's the only place that I know that you can get it. And I'm not spending £200 to get one film in 4K that I don't even really like that much. I mean, it's not a bad film, but it's just at the bottom. That's all I'd say. Sorry. If you really like The Social Network, I'm not trying to upset you. It's just not my top of his. Okay. Alright. Next up we have The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, the remake. This is film number 9. This is a beautiful movie as well. Bit long again, but it's not as long as The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. It's a nice slipcover too. We'll have a look at on the inside. You've got 2 discs as well, so that's exciting. Yeah, again, I love this movie. Daniel Craig's really good in this movie. Rooney Mara is very good in this movie. In fact, there's quite a few good actors in this movie actually. It's just a good film as well. Nice investigation for you there. Next up we have Gone Girl. Gone Girl, film number 10. This is probably one of my favourite David Fincher films. Definitely my favourite Ben Affleck movie and Rosamund Pike. Those two are absolutely incredible in this. It's also got a nice slipcover with this nice little book about Amazing Amy. It's like a little book there. I've probably shown you this before, but I'm just showing you little bits again. Okay, and then the case itself has got a beautiful disc in there. Absolutely amazing film, I tell you that. Based on a book, again, one of the only books that I've actually read. The screenplay for this film is also written by the lady who wrote the book. When I was doing a little bit of research for this movie, there was a film based on Strangers on a Train by Alfred Hitchcock, which Ben Affleck and Gillian Flynn, the writer of this and the book, were going to write together, and David Fincher was going to direct it. But then when I had a little look at it today, literally just before I made this video, it looks like they're not making it anymore, which upset me a little bit, because I was really looking forward to seeing a remake of Strangers on the Train. It's one of my favourite Alfred Hitchcock movies, and having Ben Affleck and Gillian Flynn writing it and David Fincher directing it would have been an amazing get together, but I'm guessing they're not doing that anymore, which moves me on to my next part. Netflix. David Fincher now has a contract with Netflix, so far he's made House of Cards, which he directed some of the episodes of until Kevin Spacey ruined it. House of Cards was pretty good, but then obviously everything with Kevin Spacey came out and people didn't like House of Cards anymore, so the last couple of seasons were a bit poo from what I've heard. He's also the mind behind Love, Death and Robots, which is also on Netflix, as well as Mindhunter. All three of them are on Netflix if you ever wanted to dig a little further into that, then they're on there. They're available in 4K as well, which makes me think David Fincher isn't a hater of 4K. So there's that. His 11th film was his first Netflix movie, which was called Mank, starring Gary Oldman, based on how Citizen Kane was made. Literally one of the most boring films I've ever seen in my life. I didn't like Mank whatsoever. That's probably at the very bottom of my David Fincher list, to be fair. I didn't like Mank whatsoever. And then The Killer was released last week. I watched The Killer on release date as well, starring Michael Fassbender. So there's that you can get into. The Killer was really good, actually. It was nice to see. It wasn't as bad as Mank, and it was nice to see David Fincher back on form with his yellow filter and everything else that David Fincher films do. It was a good film, was The Killer. Actually, if you haven't seen it, do check it out on Netflix. It's definitely worth watching, especially if you're a fan of David Fincher. As of how long this contract with Netflix and him is going to last, hopefully it will go soon, and then we can start buying his films physically again. Be nice to see him do Strangers, but whether or not they do the remake of Strangers on the Train now, I don't know. He's got nothing on the horizon at the moment, so maybe he's just having a little break after directing The Killer. Although, to be fair, The Killer's only just been released, so he's allowed to sit back and put his feet up for a little while. I mean, not that he needs my permission anyway, but whatever. So yeah, that's it. I think David Fincher for you. Little insight to some of his films, well, all of his films. I showed you the ones that I have, as well as the Netflix ones that I don't have, because Netflix very rarely release their films physically, because they're a bit rude like that. Maybe they don't like making money. Maybe it explains why they're running out of money. Maybe if they released some more of their stuff on physical media, then people would buy it. Who knows? Anyway, that's it for today. If you could like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, then I'm going to fuck off. Okay? Goodbye.